Welcome to Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell so when I upload videos, you will be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. And this is not your first time visiting my channel, well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. So, today is Ratchet Wednesday, and I will be doing the review of the 90-day The Last Resort, episode 7. And so we're going to just get right into it. As you see, I'm in the car, and I am on my way for a ladies' night at my girlfriend's house. And we're going to get into her jacuzzi, have some food, and just enjoy each other's company. And so I said, let me get this video in as I'm on my way. So we're gonna get right into it. It's opened up with Javi and Yara, and they talked about their session they had with the therapist, with the sex therapist. And the sex therapist had asked them what did they need from each other. And so Yara said she needs to be put in the mood by having her back massaged. She needs more of mental than physical. And by getting a back massage is going to really put her in the mood. Of course, Javi's like, I just want to have sex. You know, more sex. I need more of her time. And Yara also said that Jovi doesn't need to be banging her like a rabbit. He needs to slow down and put his back into it. Okay, so they both understood that they needed work in their sex area. The sex therapist said it was really due to Jovi not having trust in Yara. And he understood that and agreed with it. And he was happy that they both understood that Jovi has issues with trusting Yari. And so by talking to the therapist, it made them feel better. At least they knew where they stand and why things were happening the way they were happening. So then we're going to go over to Asuela and Kalani and her sister Kalina. And they were with the therapist, and he wanted to know, hey, he asked the sister, have you have any relationship with Asuelo? And she said no. And Kalani was like, I just told my sister too much. I told her a lot. And the sister said, yes, I really don't speak to Asuela because of all the things he's done to my sister. And so Kalani began telling the therapist what had been going on, that Asuela had been cheating on her throughout the time they've been together. And she basically covered it up to her family. And the only person that knew about it was Kalani. And she told Kalani because she had to tell somebody. She said that Asuela, in his country, that's what the men do. They cheat. His father cheated on his mother. When she went to visit him, his friends came on to her, and these were married men, and they think that it's okay. And she covered it with her family. She just thought, well, maybe if he came to the United States and saw that it was not okay by being around her dad and everything, that he would change. But she was like, he never changed. He never changed. He cheated on me over and over and over and over and over and over again. He cheated on me about 10 times. And so her sister was crying. She was like, and that's why I just don't have anything to say to him. I'm not saying that he's a bad person, but he's not right. And my sister's a good person. She loves everybody. And to cut her like that wasn't right. And honey, Asuela was looking all crazy. He was like, I just feel bad. I did this to my wife. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't deserve to be here. And Asuela, they was just all crying, honey. So the therapist was like, well, I'm glad that you're starting to take accountability, because what you did, Asuela, was not right. I'm sorry. I did not know how we feel until now. And her sister Kalina was like, listen, it's sad that it had to be done to you for you to understand. It's so sad. But I'm glad that you do understand. And so Kalina was like, and I just wish that you would have gotten it earlier, because, and the therapist said, because it's a little late. And she said, yes, but I just want you to know you'll always be my family, and I will always have love for you, no matter what happens with us. And so he was just like, I just want my family to work. I just want my family. This lady right here, I do know now, is the love of my life. And the therapist at the end was saying that she thinks that Asuela has he's a sex addict. He shows behaviors, and the behaviors are getting even stronger. And she thinks that he could perhaps be a sex addict. And so I just don't understand why, if this man had cheated on her since day one, why did she have a second baby? Number one, okay, you made a mistake. Okay. But number two babies by somebody that did you like that over, and she said over and over again. I tell women all the time, a baby don't hold no man. A baby don't hold no man. So having a baby not gonna fix your relationship. You just gonna be leaving out that relationship with a baby. And now she has 2 babies. So I just think she just really wanted it to work out and thought that a baby gonna help their marriage, and it's not. He can't even take care of her. So I thought that was crazy for her to have a second baby when she knew this man was rotten. And she knew this man really couldn't even take care of her or the children. But, people, when they vulnerable, they do things that might not make sense. And so I would really be surprised if these two stayed together. So that was that. So then Ed and Liz. So Ed and Liz went out, and they went to see some sharks. They went to pet some sharks. And so I guess Ed is trying to get over fears of sharks. And that was kind of funny. And then he told her that he had something to talk to her about. He said that he wants to save his marriage, his relationship, that she's going to be his future wife, and he came there to build trust. So he's not going to lie to his woman about going to the strip club. So he told Liz that he was going to go to the strip club and all of the things. And they told him to not to tell her. And so she told him, hey, you build a lot of, you earn some trust here, because I appreciate you telling me the truth. and now put in a certain situation because how I look not telling the girls. But she thanked him, and they were happy. He was happy that she was happy. And he said he's not trying to lose her. So he made sense at the end of the day. The other ones are just being a fool. So moving right along to Angela. So it was Angela and Michael's anniversary, their 3-year anniversary. And Angela, she understood that when she gets loud and aggressive, that makes shut Michael down, and that's not a good thing for their relationship. So she's working on it. So she got all dressed up, honey, in a red dress. She put a French braid ponytail on top of her head, honey, with some sandals on. She looked cute. She sat outside and ordered her some dinner, and she turned on her laptop and turned on to her man, Michael. And honey, he had on the shirt, and he had her red roses, and they said happy anniversary. And Michael got up and shook his behind, and she was looking at him, and she was like, listen, it's cold out here. Let's go take this to the bedroom. So she just said that it's nice that this counseling has helped them do things where they're not getting bored without each other being in each other's actual face, and that the counseling is working for them. And I'm glad. I just think that Michael's gonna have to get to this United States in order for it to work out. Because if he doesn't get here, then I don't care how much stuff you trying to do online and send each other's pictures. She asked him to send a picture of his butt. Or I don't know whether I think she asked to send a picture of his butt. And it's just so much you can do when you over the phone, long distance. So hopefully, for it to work out, they will have to really get together. Okay, next we're going to talk about Kelly and Molly. So they met again with the therapist, even though last week he was done. And he says, where do you guys stand? Is this it? And so Kelly was like, yeah, I think so. It's it. This is it. And Molly was like, I agree. This is it. And so Molly was like, I just want to say, I did not say the last time we met that I didn't love you. We had some good times. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, I'm no longer in love with you, but I have love for you. And he said to Kelly, the therapist, do you love Molly? And he said, I never said I didn't love Molly. But if you felt all of that, you could have told me that back in Atlanta. I didn't have to be here if that's how you felt. And she was like, you know, I really wanted to see if we can work it out, but it's not working out. So he was like, the therapist said, sometimes things do come to an end. He said, Kelly, how do you feel? And Kelly was like, how am I supposed to feel? I mean, it is what it is, right? And Molly, how do you feel? And she said, well, I'm not good, but I will be. And so Kelly was like, well, it's no point of me being here. There's no reason for me to be here. So I'm leaving. So he left. And when he left, the therapist said, are you okay, Molly? And she said, I'm not okay, but I'll be there. I'll be okay. I am going to be okay. It's just, he just wasn't the man that he was before he came here. And so Molly was crying, and Kelly went back to his room, and I mean, when I say he packed in 2 minutes and 2 seconds, that man didn't fold not one shirt or anything. He just threw everything in his suitcase, and he was gone, honey. He was gone. And so, when he put his hand on the knob, that's when Molly pulled open the sliding door to his room. And he was looking shocked. He was looking like, what? And I was looking like, what? And so she said, I just want to say I'm sorry. And he said, you sorry? I just don't want us to be in a bad place. I don't want you to be really mad at me. I want us to be okay. And I'm sorry that this is how it had to end. And he said, well, it is what it is, right? And so she was crying, and then she was like, can I help you pack? And his suitcase was already packed. Can I walk you to the car? And he said, yeah, you can do that. And then they looked at each other and gave each other a hug. And she walked him to the car. And she said goodbye. She was crying. Tears was running out her eyes. And he was like, this was the only lady that I sat up and cried over like this. I mean, I gave it my best shot. I love that woman. And she looked and she wiped her tears, and she said, sometimes people come in different places and they can't make changes with the times and can't do what they need to do for the relationship to work. And when that happens, it don't work. And she said, but I'm going to be all right. And the thing is, I'm going to tell you guys, I did make a mistake. I looked online this morning, and I was telling you guys about Kelly putting his hands on Molly's daughter was a lie. She lied about it, and so everything was dropped. And so I'm glad that that was not true. And so the only thing that really made sense here is that Molly had just the anger because he just didn't treat her right. Now, I don't think her hands was clean, because he said something about, she's saying she the boss lady and the boss. And when you talk to a man like that, that's not going to rub the right way. Even though she is a boss because she has her own company. But when you have somebody that's not working now, that might not be a good thing to say. I can see her, trying to be bossy like that. And that still don't make it right where you're not going to be able to pay no bills or help her with anything. And when she had surgery, you couldn't be there for her. That's not right either. So, evidently he was trifling, because you can't just come to somebody empty-handed. I think he knew that she had money, a little change, and he just felt like he gonna lay up. But Molly's not a fool. And sometimes, all the time, a woman should stand up for herself. You don't let a man run you over, and you can't even help her when she had surgery and all of that. So sometimes things just don't work out. And what I liked about Molly, she knew it was time for her to move on. Because every woman don't know when to move on. And so I believe it did hurt her. She did cry and everything. And she had to do what she had to do. I think she had enough. I don't really believe that she came there really to work it out. I think she wanted to embarrass him. I think that she was done. She was done. And when you're done, you don't care. And so it was pretty good last night. And well, Monday night, it was pretty good. And for next week, everybody says, where's Kelly? So it's going to be good next week. Anyway, that concludes my review